generation by generation, but the theme is there. That's why someone can have the exact same chart and live it out different. Because our subconscious can make the story however we want it to be. I married a trans man, Saturn, Gemini in the 7th. Not everybody with Saturn and Gemini in the 7th, that a lot of people born in March 14th, 1973, or that year, or that month, married a trans man. So we're living it out, and maybe that was that there was an outcast in the family that was gay. And I came to, so that's why when you give the themes to the people, they're gonna tell you how they live it out. That's the importance of the dialogue with the client. We don't tell them how they live it out. They tell us. We give them the things. What happened this, and then they start putting together the dots. But important thing about the Saturn by house is how the family lived it in society. So now you have a value system, and now you have something societal. So it is no longer personal. Your money issues or your health issues or your virginal issues now become a societal problem or an impact. My marital thing becomes a societal, because es la parte en que la familia, acuérdate, generations past, Gone with the Wind again. It's all what society, all about what the others in the community were saying. Now we've become very me. But that is not the reality of it. We are born in a society, and there are norms and values that dictate. Y el que quiere limpiarse like I used to, se va a cagar en su madre. So there's certain norms with marriage. Francis, get on board. There are certain things with the body and with work and with your day-to-day. Get on board. If not, Saturn's going to bitch slap you to get on board. No way around it. It's your Negredo. And when a client can understand that, they can go against it. I went against the societal norms of marriage. And I was allowed. But bad, I paid. Because it's Saturn in the 7th. So we're in a way forced into the societal norms in that house. Because we are a we and we are an I. And we're same, but we're different. So you have your spark of God and I have mine. That's your different. But you're a person and I'm a person, and we live in this society. And therefore we have to go through the rules. And that's why Saturn is law and authority and the rules. And yes, you can do it different. I married a trans man. And I fell in love with him, and I lived that marriage correctly, por decir. Y le hice my version, right? Because that's the non-norm. But the first time around, I was going to change the world. I was going to change everything that a woman is supposed to be in marriage. Give me a fucking break. Saturn bitch slaps you. So you're allowed to make your own version of Saturn. Pero that you're going to fall between the lines, you're going to fucking fall between the lines. There ain't no change in that. So that has to do with the society. Okay, signs. Saturn in Aries. The fight is to survive. It's a very strong masculine lineage. These are people that opened, trailblazers, opened El Camino. They were in the war, or they decided to be leaders, or they were placed in positions of leadership. So a person that has Saturn in Aries, that isn't in the military, that isn't a leader, could sit at their desk as middle management or as a lowly worker and be fighting with everybody in their office all the time. Let's say it's in the 6th. Why? Because the ancestry is, I have a bigger mission. I have a mission to be a leader, to be an authority, to be at war. So you tell these people this, and then maybe they'll decide to go to school, or maybe they'll decide to go volunteer at, you know, some training program for martial arts, and they can channel that in that house, because the house is going to dictate the societal way they're going to do it, and you're going to give them that. But the point is that they think that it's all about surviving. They're living in a fight or flight, in a survival brain, and it's very masculine. These people are very harsh, very rough. They're also very ambitious. They want to dominate other people. And what they got from that authority figure, that mandate, is you always go forward. Y tiene que ser con lucha. You can't take it easy. You're never going to get ahead if you don't fight. Moving forward is a fight. That's what they have as the value system. I'm trying to think who I know with Saturn and Aries. Do you know anyone off the top of your head? Oh, okay. What house do you know?
I think it's her second house.
Okay.
Because she's a Pisces.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously it would depend where Saturn falls, if it falls in the first or the second. How far the house is placed. Okay. Entonces, para el trabajo, y ella tiene que lucha y lucha y lucha. Entonces, esa persona le va a dar un heart attack. Siempre está en survival, fight or flight. Always, never can pay the bills, porque it has to be que el último día llegó el kilo para pagar el bill.
Yeah.
You see how we create? But that doesn't have to be that.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to be that way. She could be the leader, a CFO, a CEO of una empresa, y tener mucho.
She wants to start her own restaurant.
Okay, so if you have the relationship to discuss it with her, the value system that has to change is that the restaurant doesn't have to be una esclavitud, and that she could be a leader, she could delegate, she doesn't have to own everybody, she doesn't have to know every single thing that's going on, because leaders that are healthy leaders are more delegating, are more transactional, you know? They're like in the leadership style with their people, versus this type of leader that's fight, 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 military, top to bottom chain. So you start seeing that that's a value. Another value that's with Aries is they always have to be number one. And they have to act like men. So she's going to be like the male.
Yeah.
Okay, Taurus. Saturn and Taurus will always have to do with money and nutrition. These are people in the ancestry that historically have to do with land, so they could have been landowners, or they could have been land workers, el campesino, el que trabajaba en el campo, like that. And of course there's food related, because what do you do on the land? You grow food or you starve. Scarlett O'Hara. Esta ella pintada. She had Saturn, that character had Saturn and Taurus. Maybe in the 7th. She was looking for that. These people are stable and patient, and they know perseverance. They have practical, good common sense. The value that they learned. Everything in life you will get if you save and if you have perseverance. So these people, my twin boys, it's not that they're cheap. It's that they have a sentido de ahorro. My son Steven is like that. Ese no te gasta un kilo. He decided to go to Broward College so that I wouldn't have to pay, let's say like his brother Florida State, his brother got 75% by futures. Of course. Pero eso es un tipo de ahorro. You understand? So Steven is like, Saturn and Taurus leading here. BC is cheaper. I told him the other day, I go wherever you want, I got the student loan. So I pay for your first year of college no matter where you go, pa ver si. But I can't change that value system. He says I'm my value system. Sophia has mine, Saturn and Gemini. And they have it in the 8th house. So it's in a money house. So es doble ama. Mucho tema con dinero if the Taurus is in an 8th house or a 2nd house.
Right.
Típico. Saturn and Aries in the 1st house. You know, you're going to get those themes even more. So they have Saturn and Taurus in the 8th. Y ahí hay un tiki-tiki. Porque es la casa del dinero de los demás. So it'll be interesting how they live that out. Does he ahorrar my money so that I don't spend my money for him on college, but then he doesn't know how to save his own? Just throwing out an example. Hay un ligo with the 2-8. And it comes from the dad's side of the lineage because it's on the 8th house. And I don't think it's in opposition to anything. And then I'll have to check if it's opposition. I don't think he has opposition to anything. I know he has Mars in Scorpio, but I don't think it's in exact opposition. But let's say it would be, which would make sense. Did me and my ex not live that out? I'm gonna have to check that. I think maybe they did. Hold on, that'll be an interesting case. Because did we not live that? Did I not pay the father